Hey guys, it's Damien. I'm back. I have a new couple of videos I'm going to do tonight. It has been quite a couple of months, actually, I think, since I've posted a new video. My apologies to everyone who has subscribed that I do not have a lot of newer videos. My business has been extremely busy, which has taken up a considerable amount of my time. I don't use that as an excuse, of course, because I do want to constantly keep you guys updated with tips and ideas on growing your business, specifically for selling food and handmade items online. So, really quick, this episode, really quick, I wanted to talk about how to handle um, situations that come up with transactions that are a little more difficult to handle, especially if it is a large order and you've put a lot of time and effort into it, and for some reason, whether it be through transit with USPS or UPS or FedEx, that order gets damaged, and of course you have an event and you shipped it out, you put a lot of time into it, it's like $100 or more, or the order is a few $100s or even a couple $1,000. You're going to run into this situation, and I of course run into this from time to time, not too frequently, but it will come up. But definitely want to tell you how I handle them to kind of change a more challenging transaction that may have gone wrong, or something that may have unfortunately transpired that's not very good for your business. Changing that into a good experience for the customer, and explaining to you how I handle them, and then how to basically get that customer to come back and buy more from you, even though that transaction, no pun intended, but kind of left a bad taste in their mouth. So here's what we'll do. Let's get started with that. I had recently ran into a situation. It was a wedding that had a large amount of cake balls, and the situation came up where the order ended up actually getting damaged in shipping during the shipment process, and it was a good size order as far as the dollar amount. Of course, the customer was not too happy about it. You're going to, just to let you know ahead of time, you're going to get customers who, I guess the normal reaction is when a situation goes wrong with an order, they're going to kind of not necessarily blame you, but they're going to come to you first and start opening up with this explanation. What happened. They're going to ask you why it happened, and what are you going to do about it? And they're very disappointed, et cetera, et cetera. So, whether or not, obviously, you're not the one that is shipping the item, but it will fall back on you, and you will have to kind of figure out a way to handle it. So, whether you're selling on your own website, whether you're selling on Etsy, whether you're selling on eBay, Amazon, et cetera, et cetera. So, what I did, here's the situation. The item that I shipped, due to the temperatures lately, the heat and such, got damaged, and kind of a lot of the chocolate had melted. The item got smushed. It was a heat issue. Even though we packed it with ice packs, it just arrived in very bad shape. It was obviously something that she could not use for her event, and then we had to figure out how to adjust it and make it right. So, um, I know you've all heard the old adage that the customer is always right, and et cetera, et cetera. Of course, the reality is of that, with all due respect to customers, and of course I've been a customer myself, we're not always right, and they're not always right. So, with that being said, the email that I ended up getting was something to the effect that, to start off, it was your package arrived damaged. I'm not going to have it in time. I'm very disappointed. It was packed this way. It was packed wrong. Whatever the case may be. I personally do a lot of the shipping myself, actually, packaging all of the products that we ship, which has taught me over the past 7 or 8 years now that we've been doing this. I've probably shipped close to 50 to 60,000 transactions that we've done, easily, probably more than that. So it wasn't an issue of the packing, and I don't say that with just an ego or just try to toot my own horn. It was just an issue of I pack a lot of products. I figured out the best way to pack things, and of course during the summertime, anything with chocolate, sugar, or an item that could be melting during transit, we want to pack it with a lot of ice. And I'll get into that later also, what I would recommend as far as packing things with ice. I don't use dry ice. So the customer contacted us, had some issues. Of course, your initial response is that, why do customers constantly come back to us immediately and think that it's something that we've done as a seller, not exactly something that is a issue relevant to the handler, which was either UPS, FedEx, or USPS. So I emailed the customer back, and I said, of course, I apologize for the inconvenience that her event that she had was not going to obviously have our product in that event because it was smashed and melted. Um, but what we ended up doing is I always try to offer, if there is a time window, try to offer your customer a replacement product as opposed to the money back. I do that for a reason. And to be honest with you, as a small business, it's a cash flow question, to be honest with you. And it's a cash flow issue. I'd rather make up a whole bunch of new cake balls or replace an item or a product, which would cost me less, believe it or not, than actually refunding a full amount. And normally, a lot of times with large orders, you end up, you're using some of that or a portion of that to operate some of your business, or you're getting more ingredients, or you're getting more packaging, whatever it may be. So she did not have, of course, did not have the window of opportunity, I guess you could say, for us to really replace the product. So I went ahead and offered a credit. I kind of have a 3 or 4 different options prior to giving a full refund. Offer a credit and say, if you have a future event or if you would like to, we can credit you the amount of your order on a future purchase. Would that be suitable? And if it's not, then of course at the end of the day you offer a refund. A lot of customers, I mean, a lot of sellers that have contacted me, that people that I've had contact with over the years, even a friend of ours that we have that sells some items online, it has a tendency to be hesitant about like giving refunds, or it becomes a hard issue for someone as a seller to resolve, knowing that you put a lot of time and effort into it, and then you have to go back and give the money back. Keep the big picture in mind. You're in this business for the long run, and if it's one order, even though I know it hurts to give back a $200 or $300 order, or even a couple $1,000s, it's better for your business in the long run to just take care of that one particular order, get it out of the way, move on with it. Don't dwell on it, because I'm going to tell you that it's going to happen. Doesn't matter how good your quality of your product is, the quality of your service, whatever it is that you're selling, you're always going to have a constant customer here or there, the occasional customer. If you have them more frequent than the 1 or 2 here and there, then you might want to revamp your product line, or you might want to revamp your service, or redo your whole business model if you have dozens and dozens. But if you've got the onesie twosies that come through and they buy a product and you've got an issue with it, and it's something that unfortunately you've got to refund, and to make it right, just do it and move on, move past it. It's one order. A week from now, when you're filling 25, 30 more orders, you're going to forget about it. So my suggestion to you is that when I first started this business, the first few that came through my business, I just didn't know exactly how to handle it, and I got upset, and I was all emotional, and I was like, man, this is too much. This is not going to work. I can't be just giving money back, and I'm losing money. No. Get that out of your head. Move on with it, because it's going to better your business. The more of these that you handle, and you handle professionally, you will get that customer to come back to you. Trust me. I've had actually numerous customers. We sell, of course, if you don't know too much about our business, we have multiple selling platforms. We're pretty much on everywhere from eBay to Amazon to Etsy and everyone in between. It's going to be a minuscule part of your business to return, refund, or handle that one transaction. And most of the customers that I deal with now, that I've learned how to handle them, they come back to us. And they say, you know what, hopefully next time when we have an opportunity to buy something, the experience will be better. And just email them back and say, you know what, I hope so too. Thank you so much for stopping by our shop. Please do, check back in during the holidays. If you have a birthday or something or an event, get back with us. But you're going to run into these situations. They're going to pop up. Don't sweat it. Please don't sweat it. Refund the money. Tell the customer thank you. Have a nice day. I hope we see you again. If it's a customer who leaves you even negative feedback, follow up with them and say, hey, you know what? We appreciate your purchase. Thank you for buying from us. We unfortunately had that little mix up with our delivery service, and unfortunately your product arrived damaged. But we did get a chance to take care of it, and we thank you again for letting us take care of it. Would you be able to revise your feedback on our customer service? We realize that the product itself was something that you couldn't enjoy, and that's fine. But could you please revamp or revise your feedback? And 99% of the time, most of the customers are cool about it. They'll say, you know what, yes, no problem. We can do that, and it comes back positive. So anytime you have a negative situation with a transaction, and it's going to happen, like I said before, I don't care how good everyone, even the big box online, Amazon, Walmart, you name it. These sellers always have situations, and they're just out of their control. You can't control every single transaction, but you can control how you respond to it. So responding in a professional way, with respect, and just with a simple apology, whether it's your fault or not, and that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is that you want the customer to come back. At the end of the day, that's what you're in business for. So do that. Give it an opportunity. Try it on your next or your first or whatever you have a transaction that's kind of gone sour. Try that. Just simply. There's always I always tell a joke with my wife that there's always two responses in my mind that I wish I'd like to respond to, or how I would respond. And the first one is the one that I would just really like to say, but in the long run, it's not going to be good for business. So give that a shot. Try to handle it in a most professional manner that you can. If you've got some questions about how to handle those types of situations or transactions, and you want me to kind of help you out, give me a little question down below. Feel free to comment and communicate with me. I do respond to the questions, and I might even do a video on it if I can work it into our video schedule. What I'm going to also do is set up, we're going to have every single day of the week, I'll have a specific day to cover a specific topic. So I'm going to start that in the next, this coming month, and then do that up until probably before the holiday season. I may do a limited amount of videos for the holidays because we get very busy. We've opened an Amazon store, and it's been amazing. The amount of business we've done on Amazon has been astronomical. And again, I don't say that to toot my horn and stuff. It's just that it's taken up a lot of my time, and unfortunately, I haven't been able to make as many videos as I'd like. I have a list. Yeah, it's kind of long, but list of videos, topics that I want to talk about. But I try to work it in as much as I can. And on that note, I hope that helps you out. I'm going to do a couple more other videos on different topics tonight and post them. And I appreciate you. Thank you guys for subscribing to our channel. And I do hope that my information is helpful to you. Thanks.